It is the 31st of March 2024, and looking back at the PAM log, we've not been away in the van since December, I think. So we thought we'd put that right, and we are going to have an explore of Northumberland. Got a couple of sites booked in, a couple of wild spots sorted out. The weather today is a little bit grey. The clock did its sort of going forwards thing last night, so we're all a bit, what time of day is it? However, for travelling purposes, this weather's absolutely fine. We're just getting last things sorted out now. The water tank's full and flushed through. Fridge is on and doing its stuff. Hot water tank is on, doing its stuff. We have a full tank of diesel, and we are ready to go.
Here we are then at Barbara after a relatively uneventful journey. There are two spaces here for campervans. It's a bit of a trial by the local council to see what happens, and when we got here both of those spaces were occupied, and we thought, okay, we've got a plan B. We've joined a group called Campervan Bible, I think. Good at this, aren't I? Anyhow, they suggested nearby was a place called the Lamb Inn, which seemed very promising. Free to stay, £5 if you wanted to hook up. Usual rules, if you wouldn't mind spending some money in the pub, then that would be appreciated. So we trundled across there, but just as we were leaving the car park, one of the occupants of the two vans already here came across and said, we're not going to be here much longer. We're not sure when we're going, but we're not going to stay here much longer. So we said, well, that's brilliant, thank you. We then trundled off to the Lamb, with the hope that we might get there. And when we got there, it's closed, proper closed, as in, like, bricked up, well, not bricked up, but big barricades and all the rest of that. So that was a bit sad. Anyway, we came back here at perfect timing. They were setting up and getting ready to go. We had a 5-minute chat, and here we are, parked up in this wonderful space behind me at Barbara. So we'll have a look around later on. In the meantime, kettle's on, we'll have a brew. It is a suggested donation of £5, and I think if you suggest I donate £5, then you can be absolutely certain I will donate £5 to you. We'll settle in, have an explore, let you know what we find. It's a bit grim at present. We'll have a walk around in the morning, I guess. Maximum stay here 2 nights, but we've planned to be somewhere else tomorrow anyhow. That's the plan. We have absolutely no idea where we're going. We're just going to go and have a look and see what we can find. But we did come across these lovely little Easter bunny thingies over here. Well, it is Easter after all. Today being the 31st. Someone's been busy with the handicrafts. We've got an Easter bunny and some daffodils, or as my dear old mum would call them, daffodollops. And if we go down here without being run over, and if I turn around, I'm not sure what we have. Oh, we've got a chick, obviously it's a chick. Oh, that's rather well done. And if I keep going this way to stop you getting too dizzy. Aha. We have here, oh, a rather cute Easter bunny. Excellent. And the good lady has found something to explore. So, let's go and explore. We've come across what seems to be a little bit of a mini museum. Boroughbridge Hall, Isabella Bird, Mrs. Bishop, explorer, missionary and author. Was born here on the 15th of October 1831. And if we look through here, there's quite a little museum. Domestic washing boards, a rather fantastic wooden wheelbarrow, knife sharpener, grindstone there, the oldie worldy mangle, Plumber's blow lamp. Do you know, I actually remember using one of those when I was a kid. The old road sign up there. Just having to squeeze through the railings here and go past this whomping great big beam. A cobbler's bench and the last hand tools. Let's see if I can squeeze through the gap there. Okay, a little bit tight on space here. And in the back there, parts of milking equipment. Oh, the hygienic milker. Makes you hope there's a wool hygienic, but maybe not. And a churn over here. And a honey extractor. Oh, right, okay. Now, a honey farm is actually on our list of things to do. Not here, it's further along if we get there. But a honey extractor. Right, we have found the town tour. We've photographed it. It says apparently it's a reasonably leisurely hour. And one of the things we came here to see was the Devil's Arrows, and we might see those as we wander around. But first, we're going to go down this road over here, over to Blind Jack's Bridge, then the Ura Bridge, John Body Timber, the Devil's Arrows, the Peggy Bridge, the Black Bull, and St James's Square, and hopefully that will take us back here. Onwards. Well, continuing our stroll along, we found this rather spectacular building here. There is a blue plaque on it, so we'll go and find out what the blue plaque says. But as we did drive earlier on, I saw this really brilliant sign at the old post office. So I'll go and get a still of that for us. In the meantime, I have absolutely no idea why up there we've got lots of greyhounds. They're rather fond of their blue plaques here. Archie White, VC, 1890-1971. Here stood the tailor's shop, owned by the family of Captain Archie Cecil Thomas White, VCMC of Boroughbridge and of the 6th Battalion, the Yorkshire Regiment. In 1916 won the Victoria Cross for his conspicuous bravery on the Western Front. But that really doesn't explain the greyhounds. I've clearly chosen about the rush hour here in Boroughbridge. I do love this. I saw it when we drove past. Money Order Office and Post Office Savings Bank. That is a lovely little sign. Right, we are going towards the bridge. Let us go in this direction. We've just come across this building on the corner, which we're trying to work out. I just love the fancy work on this door here. Very posh, and we were trying to work out what the heck it was. It's called Mallard Homes now. We came around the corner and saw what was clearly the old bank night safe deposit thing, which kind of gave us a bit of a clue. And we looked up. I'm not sure I can get far enough back from here. Let's see if I can without getting one over. And if you study it carefully, you might just about be able to see that it used to be a Barclays Bank. Right, let's go find this bridge. We can see a sign that says Fitzgerald Hart Solicitors in the window. It's a very well looked after building. There's a plaque on the wall, a little brass one. We'll go and see what that is on the way back. But in the meantime, off to Ura Bridge. Oh, I was expecting to be a plaque telling us about the bridge, but indeed it says the Battle of Boroughbridge, hence the bridge, I guess. At the Battle of Boroughbridge, fought at the then wooden bridge, King Edward II's army, commanded by Sir Andrew Harsier, defeated the rebel forces of the Earls of Lancaster and Hereford. By Jove, the Bounders and Cadden, all that stuff. And here is an informative plaque about it all. There's a lot of water flowing through there. And just in the distance, I'm not sure I can actually get a clear shot of this, but just in the distance there are some orange barriers That's protecting a weir. So this part, or at least the bit the other side of that barrier, is navigable. Yeah, there's a lot of water coming down there. Okay, so here's where we turn around, having found the Ura Bridge, and we'll go back the other way, explore a bit more, read a few more plaques. Oh, significantly calmer this side. It's slowly getting dark on us, but the clocks having gone makes a big difference. And we'll have a look over here. There's a fantastic statue, bronze casting of a stag in that garden there. Bet that took some doing. I don't know how many pubs there are here, but I've just found another one. This is called the Tap on the Tut, 2 T's. And the Tut is the river that we've just crossed over. I think about time we started counting all these pubs. Right, onwards. Let's go see what we can find. The Bank House. I'm going to go find this posh place, the one with the fancy green fronts. And let's see what they're going to tell us about it. Fitzgerald Hearts. There's bound to be a plaque around here somewhere. Ah, Fitzgerald Hearts and Sons Solicitors. That's a very, very posh doorway. I think they're trying to convince the universe that they've arrived. We've just seen on the doorstep of Fitzgerald Heart and Sons Solicitors 2 milk bottles. They have real milkmen here with real glass milk bottles. We've just stopped off at the Crown Hotel, an inn since the 17th century at the height of the coaching era, had stabling for 100 horses. Good grief. That'll take some feeding and a fair bit of mucking out as well, I dare say. 100 horses. And might check too. We followed the map. It seems a little out of date. There's a whomping great big housing estate now, but we have seen at least 2 in fact, of the Devil's Arrows over the field to our right. Let's see how close we can get. The Devil's Arrows, 3 prehistoric monoliths of millstone grit, probably transported here from the area of Knaresborough circa 2700 BC. They are pretty big chunks. Now there's the first one, and if I turn around, there's number 2 and number 3. Not the smoothest of zooms, I appreciate. But unfortunately, it appears that you can't walk across to those. There's a broken sign that says private, but I know it says private, so I'm not going to go there. We are now looking for the Peggy Bridge. And I can hear water, so I'm guessing we must be near it. But why is it called the Peggy Bridge? I have absolutely no idea. Oh, that's interesting. Ah, it's on a cycle route. Let's turn that round for you. The Way of the Roses. 83 miles to Brid. 87 miles from Morecambe. The Peggy Bridge. I have no idea. But that's rather picturesque. Oh, that's rather lovely. We appear to have found the town square. It looks like an old water pump in the middle with a windy wheel, but also I noticed up the top it looks like several birds, or a bird at least, has made a decent nest up there. Yeah. Well, I suspected this was a well, and that is indeed a pump, and apparently at 256 foot, or feet if you wish, it It is the deepest well in the country, which is a fair old claim to fame. The pump was given for public use by Mrs. Lawson of Alderborough Manor in 1875. I bet that'd have taken a few turns to get 256 foot of water up. Also makes you wonder why they bother, given that the river is so close. Well, that was a happy little hour or so. We forgot to time how long it was, but we'll guess about an hour or so. Time for a kettle, and maybe something to eat. And then we'll plan for tomorrow. Oh, let's go this way. That'll do it. Good morning. We'd like to thank the good people of Boroughbridge for this fantastic overnight. Very peaceful, very nice spot. Let's hope people don't abuse it. Today we're going to go further north looking for some statues. Might even find an arcade and play the old 2Ps. Anyhow, ideal travelling weather, grey and murky. Breakfast has been had, the van's good to go. Catch you later.
We've arrived at Seaham, or Seaham, whichever you prefer. And the fact I'm taking this video indoors should give you a bit of a clue that it's blowing an absolute hoolie out there. There's a Union flag, some call a Union Jack, flying literally horizontally. Waves crashing over the harbour, or the harbour wall there. And we've come here to get a photograph of a statue, but photographically it's grim. So I might well get it just for the sake of editing later on. But we appear to have landed in a very nice car park, which appears to be free of charge and plenty of space. We've also found there are some arcades, and we have the 2Ps with us. So we think this is a stay in the warm for an hour or two, play arcade games, and so I'm just looking at lots of people going past because they're blowing a hoolie, and we'll go from there. Looking for arcades at Seaham, and there was one that was more sort of adult themey, not really our thing. And we have now come across to Seaburn via Roker, hoping to get some big splashy waves, but they're all subsided by now. So we're at the amusement arcade, 2Ps, here we go. We're after the Batman. Oh, yes, we have the Pac-Man. Yes, that did it. Oh, and the result. We have the Pac-Man. Sal has decided that that pink elephant is coming home with us. Oh! Yes! We have the elephant! Proudly display the elephant. We have the elephant. We are happy. Mic check and mic check 2. I've had to come outside because YouTube will kill us if I go inside. There's some real good live music out there. The place is called Stack. And they've got live music in there, and it's a bit like an indoor street bar, isn't it? It's what? And free to enter, yeah, but there's 8, 10 different sorts of bars, 5, 6 different sets of foods. Really good place, but I say, can't film inside because YouTube algorithm will go, ooh, copyright. Well, courtesy of what 3 words, we know we're going pretty much in the right direction. The sea is in front of us, and if we turn right, we should be getting somewhere near. But as it's a labyrinth, of course, it's going to be low on the floor, so we're not going to see anything until we get pretty much up to it. As the saying goes, I can see the sea. Ah, okay, well there's another path that we could use. And a bird hidey thing. I don't know how many birds you could hide in there. Not many, I don't suppose. And we are on the England Coast Path. Yeah. Apparently it's dangerous to climb over the fence. There's a sign back there that tells me that. And there was me just thinking of doing exactly that. Maybe not. Warning. Unstable cliff edge. Told you it'd make her happy. I'm unstable, we should be alright. Well, there we are. Finn's Labyrinth. Loads and loads of stones. Over the years, people have added to it. And I guess we've had quite a few decent high tides. It's a bit on the battered side. Now the question is, do we want to go down to it? Or do we think this is the best view? Because that's a bit of a slide. Oh, there's some steps over there to the right. Should we go for the steps? We have arrived at Jarrow. We've had a couple of goes at finding a spot for tonight and end up at this one. By virtue of the fact that we are at the Tyne Foot Tunnel. And I parked up and I said to a passing gent with his dog, I don't suppose you know where this tunnel is, do you? And he said, yes, it's just over there. And pointed about 50 yards away from where we are currently parked. It used to be famous for having the world's longest wooden escalator. Apparently that's been replaced now. And it's free. It's got a track for cyclists and a track for walkers. And apparently a lift if you don't fancy going down what is now called the Travelator. Camera in hand, tripod ready. Let's go have a look at the Tyne Tunnel. As we approach, it appears to be a little bit of a building site. Escalator is not powered and step heights vary top and bottom. A good level of fitness is required to walk the escalator. Please use the lift if you have mobility. Okay, let's have a look and see what it's like down there before we commit ourselves to a good level of fitness. Right, okay. Just watch out for the first couple of... Sal's just gone, oh! Let me take a vote, my dear. Shall we go down the lift? Okay. Okay, let's go into the lift. And somewhat wonderfully, we're going to press the button that says -1. We are now at level -1, and my money is on this door in front of us. Got it right. Okay. We are now... Whoa, listen to the echo of that. In the tunnel. And we'll have a wonderfully echoey journey through the tunnel. And I'm guessing further down here, if we turn left, and I've never been here before, but judging by where the footprints are in here, if we go left,
my guess is we'll get to the bottom of the escalator. So here we go. Now this is of course famous because there's a different tunnel for cyclists than there is for pedestrians. So we are going to pedestrian, which means we're going to go down that way. But you can, if you're a bicyclist, go down that way. There we go, with a 2.3 metre vertical height. So there we go, we have the cyclist tunnel and the pedestrian tunnel. And behind me, if I don't make you too dizzy, that's the new travelator thing they're installing. And a few moments ago, we were up there. Camera time. It's going to be spectacularly echoey down here, and we're going to walk down the footpath bit. That reminds me, I want to work down London Underground. You could walk under the Thames, or down the Victoria line. But we've also done Woolwich Foot Tunnel. I'm guessing we are now halfway, because if we look over here, we're in the county of Durham. There is a band of tiles here, and we are now in the county of Northumberland. Just like that. Right, I wonder if somebody actually measured halfway along, or whether they just guessed it was halfway. I'm probably setting myself up for failure here, but I noticed earlier on that the steps on the escalators have numbers on them. Unfortunately, on account of us in the Gold Guides, albeit not for very long, I have a torch with me. There we go, look at that. It's probably overblown, that's a little bit really, isn't it? Let's see if I can get closer for you without shining the torch quite so much. There we go. 63. 62. 61, etc., etc. I wonder how many there are. I wonder what they're going to do with them. A feature I do think is quite fun, get this in the underground as well. Every now and again, on the bit that's beside it, you get these little spikes, because I wouldn't mind betting at some point some wag has slid all the way down there, but I'll tell you what, you get one hell of a speed by the time you hit the bottom. And there we are, back up into the big wide world. Well, that was certainly an adventure, and hopefully the photos will do well in competition. Right, as promised, back to the van, kettle on, think about what to eat, plan tomorrow. And tomorrow we do have an endpoint in sight, in as much as we are booked into one of the 3 sites that we've got going on this adventure.